Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. Today we're going to be talking about how to avoid burnout in your fitness journey. If you feel like you are lacking motivation or you're struggling with follow through, or maybe you've been on this journey for a while and you're just like, I am kind of bored. I don't know what's next. I'm struggling with, keeping myself going and motivated. This episode is for you. Maybe you're just starting and you want to make sure you do things correctly so you don't get burned out a month or two or a year or two into your journey. Listen up. I'm going to be sharing with you 10 ways to make sure you avoid burnout in your fitness journey, okay? Especially in perimenopause, when we're having hormone changes and we have more life responsibilities than we did in our 20s and our early 30s. It can be really, really easy to just feel like, what's the point of this? What is it really getting me? I'm feeling just kind of that burnout, okay? So I'm going to be sharing with you some actionable tips today to stay consistent without sacrificing your health or your mindset or your mental well-being, okay? So let's go ahead and just jump right in and get started. The first thing that is really, really important when it comes to avoiding burnout is having realistic and flexible goals, okay? So if you start a program and you're thinking, okay, I want to lose 5 to 10 pounds this month because I did this thing back when I was 25 and it got me really, really good, fast results, and you don't see as faster results as you did before or as your friend down the street, right? It's going to be so much easier to throw in the towel, okay? But if you have realistic expectations, which for women in our 40s and above is going to be about a half pound to 2 pounds a week, if those are your expectations and that's where your results are falling, you're going to feel more satisfied and like you're doing a good job. We all want to feel like we're doing a good job, right? And it's going to be easier to keep on going. All right. Now, when I say flexible goals, I also mean breaking down a bigger goal into smaller chunks. Okay. So if you have a bigger weight loss goal, like 50 pounds or something, break it into chunks of 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. When I wanted to lose about 30 pounds after I gained all that weight, I did it in 3 phases of about 10 pounds each with a phase at maintenance in between. What that did for me was that enabled me to maintain that 10-pound loss before I went for the other 10. Okay. So that made it super easy for me to maintain the full 30-pound loss. All right. Now, flexible goals can also mean maybe you say, okay, I want to weigh 125. That's what I used to weigh when I was 30 years old or whatever. But you get to maybe 135 and you're like, I actually look pretty dang good. And I feel really confident. My clothes are fitting good. Maybe you've arrived. Maybe you don't have to lose that other 10 pounds that you thought you wanted to because you are where you want to be as far as how your clothes fit, how you look, how you feel, right? So be flexible in your goals and realistic in them, okay? Listen to your body. Number 2, listen to your body. Overtraining or pushing through extreme fatigue can increase your risk of injury, and it can really increase your risk of feeling burned out, okay? So physical and mental signs to watch for. So physical signs that you want to watch for are a lot of soreness, extreme soreness, okay? Soreness outside of the beginning of your journey. So when you first get started, you're going to be sore, right? But if you have kind of passed that initial stage of your beginning part of your journey and you're getting really, really sore, you might need a bit more recovery. Okay, if you're getting really, really tired and a workout just wipes you out, you probably need more recovery. Mental things that show emotional burnout might be a lack of motivation, just a lack of excitement for a workout program that you used to feel more excited about. Maybe you're really irritable and you're like just not feeling your workouts, your food plan, whatever that is. You're just you're kind of over it. Maybe you're dieting and you're just having a harder time sticking to your calorie deficit because you're just burned out with it. Okay. You're just feeling like, I don't even care anymore. I'm kind of over this. So it's really important to listen to those things. And those feelings don't mean that you are weak or that you can't do this. It just means you need more recovery and you might need to move into, more of a rest phase for a little bit. So it's really important to, when you feel these things, have a flexible approach. Maybe take an extra day or 2 off. The last point I'm going to share with you, number 10, has to do with this rest. And it's something I'm going to give you permission to do something that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. Okay. And it has to do with what I'm talking about now with this rest. So maybe you need to swap out a heavy training day for a light walk or some yoga. If you find yourself super tired and you do early morning workouts, you might need to sleep in a day or two and take the day off. Okay. If you're consistently feeling weak and a lack of excitement for your workouts, you might need more time off than that. Okay. Taking an intentional full week off a couple times a year is really, really important. So I want you to think about that. When was the last time you took a day off or a week off even? All right. Number 3, really prioritize that recovery and self-care. So if you find yourself feeling that way, feeling those signs of physical and emotional burnout, it's a sign to redo your programming and really focus on that recovery and self-care. And that recovery is not just about your muscles, your joints, it's also about your mind, okay? Stress and emotional fatigue can really mess with your progress in your journey, okay? So promoting, you want to do things like, sorry, I didn't mean to say promoting. So doing things like stretching, walking, foam rolling, yoga, making sure you're putting a lot of importance on your sleep, making sure that is an integral part of your habits and your journey. Staying properly hydrated, focusing on mindfulness, getting out in the sun every single day. These things are really, really important to avoid that burnout, because if you are constantly just pushing it harder, and never taking that step back and focusing on that recovery and that mindfulness and that rest, you're going to get burned out. I promise you. Number 4, have fun with your fitness. Make things enjoyable so that you don't feel like it's a chore. There are certain things in your fitness journey that you do need to do. For example, I'm always going to be a proponent of weightlifting, even if you don't love it. Okay, if you don't love it, sure, maybe lift weights 2 or 3 days a week, but you got to get in some strength training. And there's different ways you can incorporate strength training, and you can find something that you might enjoy more than other ways. But for the most part, I want you to do things that you love, okay? Because burnout, that feeling of burnout, often comes from feeling like you have to do something rather than actually wanting to do it, right? So find ways to move your body that you love. I personally, you probably know this, love rollerblading, and I like to do it year round, all the time, even when it's cold outside. If there is not snow on the ground and if it's sunny out, I am out there on my rollerblades. Okay. That's something that I can do. I listen to music, I listen to podcasts, I just get out and go, that I love and look forward to. So try things that might be a little bit outside of the box like that. Maybe swimming, maybe different classes, maybe different videos, things that are just moving your body that you actually look forward to, because keeping your fitness routine fun is going to keep you consistent. It's going to build confidence because you're staying consistent with that routine, and it's going to help you in so many ways. So make it fun, make it enjoyable. Number 5 is building that support system. Having people around you who understand what you're doing, what you're trying to do, the goals you're trying to reach, and support you is going to be huge. So maybe that looks like a group in your community. Maybe that's an online group. I do have an online Facebook group that's amazing. I'll put the link in the show notes for you. Maybe it's involving your kids, your spouse, other family members, your friends in things that move your body, that's enjoyable. I have some friends that I like to go on walking dates with. So if we haven't talked for a while, we'll go on a walk together. Instead of going to lunch or doing something that revolves around food, we'll do something that revolves around movement. Okay. And of course, a coach is the ultimate hack in support systems, right? If you can swing it, hiring a coach who's going to be there for you, who's going to be a cheerleader for you and a support for you, is going to be huge in avoiding that burnout. Number 6, avoid comparison. When you compare your journey to others, especially people who are not in the same stage of life as you, right? Maybe people who have less responsibility, or people who have just a totally different stage of life and they're going through different things, it's going to lead you to feel, number 1, inadequate, but also it's going to lead to more burnout. So you want to just focus on your own journey, what feels good for you, rather than what you see on social media, what your friends are doing. Do yourself a favor and do a social media audit and just go through and unfollow accounts that don't make you feel good about yourself. I promise it's going to go a long way in keeping you consistent in your habits and in your journey. Okay. Also, gratitude lists. Okay. If you can something that I do is I write 3 things in my phone every single day that I'm grateful for. What this does is it shifts your mindset over time to find more things that you're grateful for, as opposed to always finding things to complain about. Okay. It is super easy to, you know, compare yourself to your friends and find things that you don't like about yourself or how things are going for you when you're comparing. But if you do a gratitude list, it's going to slowly shift that mindset to finding more positives every single day. Number 7 is focus on overall health, not just weight loss. If you're only focused on weight loss, your journey is going to feel long, it's going to feel tedious, and it's going to be so much easier to get burned out. Okay. So focus on NSVs. That stands for non scale victories. So things like better energy, better mood around your family, clothes fitting better, maybe better digestion, reduce bloating, getting stronger in your workouts. These are things that if you pay attention and notice them, it kind of goes right along with gratitude lists. The more you pay attention to them, the more you're going to see them. And the more wins you're going to see, it will keep you going on your journey. You're not going to be as likely to get burned out. Okay. Especially if you're in perimenopause or over 40, you definitely do need to switch that focus to building muscle, things like enhancing mobility, staying cardiovascularly healthy, just other measures of health, hormonal health, digestive health, as opposed to just focusing on the scale. Okay. Number 8 is incorporating mindset work. Guys, this is huge. If you're a Moxie client, we have a mindset coach on our team, Abby. So do your calls with her. She is amazing at making sure your mind is right in order to see the best results you possibly can, because your mindset truly does determine how sustainable your fitness journey will be. Okay. I know I've talked about tracking those non-scale victories and taking or having a gratitude practice, but developing that positive mindset can really help you view setbacks as learning experiences instead of failures. So you can do this through journaling, through affirmations, meeting with a mindset coach like Abby, and just shifting your thoughts, reframing thoughts like, I have to work out, to I get to move my body today. Another thought reframe I like to do is, if you find yourself saying, why is this happening to me? I want you to switch those words and say, why is this happening for me? Everything happens for our greater good and for our growth. So when you can flip your mindset and start looking at those struggles and perceived setbacks as things that will help you and help you move forward, it's going to be huge in your journey of avoiding burnout. Number 9, and I love this one, is cycling through different phases of your training. So this can be in your workouts. We periodize workouts for our clients and we focus on different things throughout our workouts, but also just through the goals of your journey. Okay. Because being on the same journey forever feels so monotonous and it's so much easier to get burned out. But if you alternate and cycle through phases of, maybe it's weight loss and then into reverse dieting, into a maintenance phase before going back into weight loss again, that change of focus can be so fun and so motivating. You can also alternate intensity levels throughout the week. So for example, let's say leg day. That's a really hard one for most of us, right? Move things around so that your more intense workouts are earlier in the week, if that works best for you, to kind of like, quote unquote, get them over with. And you can save more fun workouts or a longer workout for the weekend, whatever works with your lifestyle and your like abilities and your mood. Feel free to move things around as needed to kind of cycle it based on what you want to do. That will make things more exciting and really help keep your motivation higher and preventing burnout. And the last one, this is a big one, guys. This is a big one where I am going to give you permission to do something that you probably don't ever do. And that is taking a week break. Guys, taking a week off a couple times a year is probably the thing you need to keep going and avoiding burnout. Pushing yourself too hard consistently for too long will actually hinder your progress, okay? Taking that week off can help you feel mentally and physically just more rejuvenated, more excited. A lot of people feel that a week off from the gym is going to be a setback from reaching their goals, but I want to challenge that thought and encourage you to flip that and think that, you know what, actually this week off from my workouts is going to move me closer to my goals, because you're going to come back with more motivation, more excitement to keep on going. Okay. So breaks occasionally, having occasional breaks can actually lead to better results long term, because you're allowing your mind and your body to recover. Okay. I like to plan these usually around vacations for me, because if you're somebody who likes to work out on vacation, or it's a type of vacation where you can get a workout in, that's great. But if it's like a family vacation, or you're going to be super active otherwise, I think it's a great time to take a week off from your lifting workouts, focus on resting and recovering, and just get back to it when you get home. You are not going to lose muscle. I promise you. All right. So those are 10 things, guys, 10 things you can incorporate regularly into your journey to avoid burnout. So I hope you enjoyed those. Hope you're taking something away that you can incorporate that maybe you haven't before, or maybe you're just thinking about something a little bit differently. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.